Welcome to the Community Difference Plano. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And hosted by Nathan Smith with Enfuego Financial. And sponsored by PBJ Mortgage, Gaston Investments, Jim Thomas, Business Consulting and Funding, Diane Cassel with Castle to Castle, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Asia Mahmood with Windhaven Academy, and by Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel.
The Community Difference Plano was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Plano starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to the Community Difference Plano, a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I am your host, Nathan Smith, with the Enfuego Group, where we empower individuals to live life on fire, and we coach aspiring entrepreneurs how to fire their boss. I love it very much. Man, we're dedicated to inspiring and igniting ambition. Man, I am so excited today. We have a fantastic show. We're going to continue our topic for May, digital media mindset, turning your social media into service media. We're going to share some simple strategies for expanding your social media presence in the right way, turning it into service media. It's going to be fantastic. We got some amazing guests. We're going to dive into that in more detail during our third segment. Our second segment will hit our What's Up Plano, what's going on in the Plano community, events that you cannot miss, things that are happening from a governance standpoint, just some fun things that you'll want to take your family to. All kinds of things are always happening in the great city of excellence, Plano, Texas. But first, let's take a moment and introduce our amazing co-host before we get to our guest today. Someone who is passionate about fun, experiences, and culture. She just got back from a trip overseas. Maybe she'll talk about it here in just a moment. But she is your lifelong partner for travel, right? If you want to go somewhere, if you want to have that trip of a lifetime, she is the person that you want to talk to. She's been everywhere, but she's here today. So please welcome to the show, Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel. Lauren, good morning to you.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you?
I am telling you, just came back from where you look like you got a tan, but apparently you did not, is what you're telling me in the pre-show.
No, I was in the Dominican Republic, touring a couple of properties, building relationships, and unfortunately it's rainy season. So it rained the whole time I was there. I maybe sat by the pool under heavy cloud cover for an hour, but still a great trip. Got to, check out the Hard Rock, Punta Cana, and the Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, and both are fantastic properties.
Have you been there before, or was that your first time?
It's my first time to go and stay. I have been there via cruise in the past. So it was neat to get to experience it for a longer period of time.
Well, if you need somebody to go and work security for you next time, I'm available. So,
I will make sure to keep you in mind.
Yeah, just in case, just as a bodyguard or whatever. Not that I have any experience with that, but whatever it takes to get there.
Perfect.
Well, next up, she is the founder of Castle to Castle, dedicated to working with nonprofits to raise awareness and help fund their mission. She has a passion for doing good and for serving and really just making the difference in people's lives. She is a perfect partner with us here at The Difference. Please say good morning to Miss Diane Cassel.
Good morning. Hope everybody is living their best life today. It's called Hump Day. When we were in school, Wednesday was always Hump Day. You're over the hump. You only have 2 more days to go. But when you get older, you go, whoa, let's slow this ride down.
Or if you're a business owner, it's just another day. There's no weekend, except for Sundays occasionally. So that's nice. Anything new with you, Diane? What's going on with you?
Just, I've cut some of my networking out of my agenda and focused on the community difference. And that is allowing me to do some travel as well, Miss Lauren. And for the boys on the show today, I just got back from a girly trip to one of my favorite places in the world. So,
Well, where's that?
Lake Okoboji. And it is in Iowa, where I'm from. And
Lauren, for 50 points, can you spell Okoboji?
Ooh. Okoboge.
J-I. Close.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, 45 points. That's pretty good.
And I don't want anybody knowing about it, because then everybody will want to be there and it will change the atmosphere. So don't tell anybody about it. Shh.
So you said earlier that you were streamlining your networking, so you're telling me that you can actually over network. You can spread yourself too thin and thus not get all the results that you want. Is that what you're telling me, Diane?
That's a shocking revelation, but and I made that mistake for 10 years.
Yeah, that's
just going from meeting to meeting to meeting, hoping to connect with that one person. And well, I just, it was a learning experience. Nothing is a waste of time, as I say, because you learn something and you meet some wonderful people.
Yeah, the thing I love about what we do here, and just in general, wherever you're at, whatever your networking is, you've got to, just like your business has a strategy, your networking has to have a strategy. It's not just show up and hope something magic happens. And most people show up and they don't follow up is a big issue. We could probably talk about that in a whole nother topic. I don't want to get off topic today, but let's bring in the third trio of the third person of the trio of trouble. That's what I'm going to call you guys.
I like it.
Because when you get together, trouble, but good trouble, fun trouble. She is a Plano resident for over 30 years, deeply, deeply rooted in the community. She's a huge part of Special Olympics. She's also the owner of Assisted Living Locators. Phenomenal resource for when you get that family member to the point where that's a conversation that you need to have. She's the person that you need to have it with. Please welcome Traci Duff to the show this morning. Traci, good morning. Love the Texas background as always.
Thank you. Good morning.
How are you today?
I am awesome today. It is a great day.
I just got to say, I realize that more often there's more women on our show than men, but today we have all guy guests, so it's going to be a great mixture. I'm not going to be overpowered, so I'm excited about the mix today. So it's going to be good. What's not that I can't handle it. I can handle it, but it's good to have some diversity there. What's new with you, Traci?
Oh, came off a great weekend. I got to have my grandson here all weekend again. So tired, yes, Monday morning, but in a great way. So yeah, we did the Cottonwood Festival on Saturday and slept in and did brunch and then did margaritas with his mom and dad and gave them back. It was awesome. Love
it. Love it. Well, let's welcome our first guest today from North Texas, hail specialist, married. He's has 2 children, 1 stepchild, 1 on the way in August. So just a lot of things going on. Here's an interesting fact. He's been in the business for many years, 26 years, but check this out. 6 out of 7 continents. I'll let you guys guess which continent he has not been on. Starts with an A, ends with a Antarctica. I just realized I can't do that. It didn't work out. Please welcome to the show, Mike Nosker.
Good morning,
and also, Mike, an important distinction that must be made is it is your birthday today, correct?
It is. I have made another trip around the sun and woke up this morning for another year.
So what is 35 like? What's it like to turn 35? Tell me.
Well, I'll let you know next year because I actually just turned 34 today.
Okay. I'm 26, so I got another almost decade to get there, but I thought you could.
Congratulations. I mean, you're getting close to me.
You could blaze the trail for me.
13th, 35th, or 34th birthday, so they just keep getting better. Shout
out to Brian Podeska, host of our Frisco show. What's up, Brian? Good to see you tuning in. And then let's bring on also Chris Parrish, Forrest Roofing and Construction, born and raised in the Houston area, went to Texas State. Very interesting. Went from teaching to the workout fitness industry, and then a really interesting story how he ended up in roofing. But we'll let him get to that just a little bit. Chris, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm humbled to be here.
So tell us, from CrossFit to roofing, the really quick Reader's Digest version. How did that happen?
Man, they're really quick. So before I was in CrossFit, I coached CrossFit. I was a teacher, and the teachers don't really get paid what they're worth. So when I left the fitness industry, was a kind of a pivotal time in me and my family's lives where I needed to earn some more income. So I was looking for something into sales. And roofing just kind of fell in my lap as an opportunity. I decided, okay, well, while I'm looking for something else, I'll go ahead and try my hat at this. And it turns out that it's a really, really good industry for me, really matches my personality. And it's changed the whole trajectory of my family.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear more about that as we kind of get into a deeper dive on our fourth segment of our guests and our co-hosts. But before we go to the break here, let's bring in Matt Reynolds with Reynolds Strategies, offering business strategies, marketing, consulting services for small businesses. We had a great chat in the pre-show, and really excited to hear, Matt, what you have to bring to us during our topic segment, which will be our third segment today. Good morning to you, sir.
Thanks, man. Happy to be here. Appreciate y'all having me.
Now, you guys all know each other, which is interesting because you're all from different industries, but this is the power of networking. And I'm meeting a couple of you for the first time. So it's exciting to be here. We got about 30 seconds before break, Matt, but just what led you to this industry? Was it a need that you saw needed to be filled? Was it trial and error in your own life? What got you into the marketing strategies world?
It was kind of a combination of all of that. I did a lot of my own research and figuring out how to do this, and ultimately went and worked for some marketing agencies where I was able to progress my learning, work with some really large corporations. And ultimately I was like, I'm ready to just go out on my own and do this for myself. It's been an awesome road of growth and learning. And it's really great to be able to give back to small, medium businesses, solopreneurs, to help them grow and expand their business.
Well, I'm predicting a fantastic conversation during our third segment today when we go through our topic. I can't wait to go into that with everybody here. Before we do that, though, we've got to figure out what's going on in our city. We're going to come back right after break for What's Up Plano. We've got a lot of exciting things to share with you. So stick around on the Community Difference Plano. We will be right back.
The Community Difference Plano is made possible by Nathan Smith with Enfuego Financial, Diane Cassel with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Jim Thomas, business consultant and business funding expert, Sonia Lowry with Gaston Investments and Development, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Asiya Mahmood with Windhaven Academy, Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel, and by Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Plano?
I am ready. I'm excited for What's Up Plano today. The segment where we talk about community topics, things going on, events, hirings, new business openings, major political news, construction projects. We had City Councilman Shelby Williams on last week talking about the rental ordinances that they had passed. And it was interesting because on the surface, Lyndon, if you recall, we were talking before the show, we were like, that sounds invasive from a kind of a constitutional standpoint. But then after hearing out what the issue was, it was interesting to see that it was actually a decision spurred on by the citizens that were seeing a lot of issues from short-term rentals not really being used by Airbnb family vacation people. It was more of other nefarious means that were taking place. So it was a really interesting topic to discuss. We've got 4 or 5 interesting topics to talk about today. We're going to start with Diane. She's going to share a really cool event coming up shortly. Diane.
So I know that this is going to be in June, but I wanted everybody to get this on their calendar. And I know you've got a graphic that you can put up, but Plano Arts and Events presents this Texas Flood Live at the Red Tail Pavilion. And that is over off of Spring Creek and Jupiter, the big park over there. It's Saturday, June 22nd. at 7 p.m. and it is going to be incredible. I don't know who doesn't love Stevie Ray Vaughan, but if you don't love Stevie Ray Vaughan, we need to talk. Bring your chairs, your blankets, your coolers. No pets allowed at the park. Bring your own beverages. You can bring your own cooler. And one of our favorite local business owners, Yeo Butcher Shop in downtown Plano, is going to be on site selling his fabulous, famous grilled hamburgers. So
we've talked about him before. Yeah.
Go online, get your tickets. The tickets are only $18. And then there's some different pricing for different people. But again, get it on your calendar. We're gonna celebrate some special things out there that night, Saturday, June 22nd at 7:00.
Is it kid friendly or just adults? Do we know?
It is kid friendly.
And the other question is,
it is not
I'm sure,
pet friendly, however, no
okay.
pets.
What type of beverages? Is this any type of beverages are allowed in the cooler? That's an important
from
question.
my understanding,
No
adult
pets.
beverages are.
Okay.
I don't know if adult beverages are allowed in the Plano parks, but there'll be some in my cooler. So there you go.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
That's
what
Use
I
the
always
Yeti.
say.
That's
Use the
correct.
Yeti.
Just put your wine in your
We'll have-
tumbler cup. That's
We'll
fine.
have sippy cups. What can I say?
Yeah,
we'll have
that's
a
totally
tailgate
fine.
going.
That's totally fine. Lauren, on a totally other end of the spectrum, but also food related, you have a very interesting thing that's happening. If you're a Hello Kitty fan, which I, of course, am not, but that's okay. I will probably be there with my kids because they are. So,
well, heads up, Sunday is Mother's Day for those of you who are maybe not aware. But Hello Kitty Cafe Truck is going to be at the Willow Bend Mall this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. They will have both food items and merch to offer to the public. Hello Kitty just brings out the kid in everybody. And selfishly, like my 20-year-old daughter still loves Hello Kitty. And so I felt like I had to share this with the rest of the world.
that's what's the date on that again?
This Sunday.
This Sunday,
which is the 11th, right?
9th, 10th,
10th,
12th.
Ooh, maybe
12th.
it's on Saturday. Maybe it's not Mother's Day. Okay, great. Good job, Lauren. It's this weekend at Willow Bend Mall.
That would make sense. I feel like they would do better if they didn't have it on Mother's Day. But it would
Probably.
be Saturday.
My son's graduating from college on Saturday, so I all I know is like I've got to be in Lubbock on Saturday. I don't know.
Lyndon can post a link that he can post it in the comments later, and you guys can check it out. But yeah, so if you love good food, but more importantly, if you love Hello Kitty, you definitely want to make sure that your kids are there. We're pretty confident it's this Saturday. We're going to go with that instead. So
I like it.
Traci.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of things coming up. Actually, tomorrow at the Shark Club, I am doing a pajama drive, a happy hour pajama drive, collecting pajamas for seniors. And our goal is 700 pairs of pajamas by June 1st. And we will gift the residents of the Brentwood Community Care Center in Dallas with these pajamas. And these are seniors that are a little more needy, underprivileged. So pretty much don't have family, don't have personal funds, and are living their life in hospital gowns. So a nice, cozy pair of pajamas is a huge, huge thing for these folks. So yeah, so tomorrow, Shark Club in Plano, 4:30 to 7. Come have a beer with me and bring some cozy pajamas. I'll even have a QR code there if you just want to donate monetarily too. So come have a beer with me tomorrow at Shark Club. And then really cool, on Wednesday, May 22nd at the Sam Johnson Recreational Center, the Plano Senior Center, they're having a senior information and wellness fair. There'll be over 50 vendors, senior vendors, from Assisted Living Locators to nursing advocates to all different vendors. I mean, it goes the gamut. And they'll have food trucks out there. Who doesn't love a food truck? Door prizes. They have free health screenings. So that's a big thing. And that's Wednesday, May 22nd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
At the Sam Johnson Rec Center, which is, throw that back up there for just a second, Lynn. That's right there on
It's on 14th
16th Street.
Or 16th, yeah.
401 West 16th Street. Okay, perfect. Well, we had Michelle Hawkins on a couple of weeks ago. She runs the downtown Plano. She actually works for the city, but runs the downtown Plano Instagram page in correlation with the Facebook page, and kind of coordinates everything downtown as far as the businesses, the historical districts, all the events that happen. And we talked yesterday. She's been in meetings all week talking about the opportunities for arts and culture that Plano are going to be bringing to the forefront, not just specifically as as works of art and things like that, beautification, which is obviously, but just hearing from the community on ways to highlight these type of things, whether it be through events, through works of art, through certain projects or whatever. They're finalizing some ways to hear from the community. You're going to get more. It's a little vague right now, obviously, but just want to put this on your radar, because come the fall, there's going to be some opportunities through the website, through certain forums, et cetera, that will be able to, as a citizen or as a business owner, let your voice be heard as far as what that's going to bring to the community. So you'll get to step in and say, hey, here's what I think we should do. Here's some ideas, et cetera. And they're going to listen to that. It's going to be a really good opportunity. So we'll continue to kind of apprise everybody of that as it comes into closer and closer to the fall. But they're just kind of setting up some preliminary meetings and understanding how they want to address that as we go through the summer months. Plano, of course, has always been, from our city council to school board to leadership, et cetera, very, very ear to the ground, if you will, when it comes to listening to citizens' concerns. So that was a big part of the short-term rental ordinance, and just a really exciting thing to be a part of a community that is really that cares about what their citizens are saying. It's maybe you've lived in a place, we won't mention other cities, but we all know some cities in the area that probably aren't quite as attuned to that. So it's a blessing to be in Plano, and obviously there's a vibe. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll dive into our topic today, social media into service media. I can't wait to have that discussion with our amazing guest and co. Stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo, or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 877-968-4853 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Let's jump right into our topic of the month. We started last week. Great conversation, but I'm really excited today because, and I want to start with Matt here. We're talking about digital media mindset, turning social media into service media, and we want to go over some strategies to do that, because I think what happens a lot of times, and Matt, I'll let you kick off on this, is people want to build that social media presence, but they don't really think about how they're connecting. Are they creating empathy-driven content? Are they putting their authentic self out there? Are they educating people? Are they building a community? Is there any type of listening to what their market or their clientele is actually asking, or are they just dumping a bunch of crap out there, for lack of a better word? Let's start with what do you see kind of a biggest issue before we dive into maybe some of those specific things that I just mentioned?
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest issue that I see working with clients is that they don't have a plan, right? So they're posting stuff out there, and it's just kind of random throughout the course of the day or out through the course of their week, right? So having a plan of what you're going to be able to put out, what you're really looking for across social media, and really any platform at that matter, email or what, is that you want to be able to provide value to the people that are going to potentially do business with you, right? And so you have these segments that you break out to be able to tailor that content for the people that you're engaging with. And so instead of it's like, hey, here's my product, here's my service, here's this open house, whatever it may be, right? If you're just posting that, what value does that provide to the whole community as a whole, right? So break it down and really be able to share value. So let's say you're a homeowner, right? And you're looking at, hey, look, I need to get possibly a roof or something. Well, you could provide content about how the roofing process goes with a preferred vendor like Chris Parrish. If you're looking to install a pool, doing a home remodel, any of those things, Lauren Gill with travel, here's how you break this out. It's just providing quality value that can be impactful into people's lives is really the first step of it. And then segmenting it out and breaking it down into those different categories.
So let's open it up to everybody here. What do you guys, from your personal strategy? First of all, do you have a strategy? Let's start there. And then what do you guys, from a content standpoint, like to post that you feel, or like to put there from a content standpoint that addresses some area that we just talked about, where you avoid just the content vomit, if you will, of just, here's my business, here's what I do. People make I think people make this mistake in the network marketing space a lot, but you see it in any other business. What you see it in real estate a lot. You guys probably agree with that. Hey, here's the house I'm selling. Here's the property. I just got this person into this property. And for 99.9% of the people, they don't care about that at all.
Right.
So
So I fell into that trap a long time ago when I was network marketing for the first time. And it was just, I call it verbal vomiting all of the features of my products and why you should buy them. And that they're the next best thing to peanut butter and sliced bread. and nobody cared. And I thought, well, why is everybody else successful on Facebook and I'm not? And then I found out that there's only a very small percentage of people on Facebook that are successful, that actually do sell products or services. And so when I flipped that and I started talking about solutions, like, have you ever experienced this? And then I started getting a lot of comments and questions back. And then I started doing Facebook Live events where I really got people to interact with me. So that's kind of what has evolved in my business.
Well, it's interesting because you said something that I don't know why this didn't click to me before, but you see that if you were to sit down with somebody on a one-on-one, let's say you're sitting with a client, or whether it's in roofing or hail repair or travel or assisted living, whatever, and you just started, here's all our features, here's what we do, here's why we're awesome. Like, everybody knows that's not how you have a sales conversation. In fact, if you follow anybody that does sales training on Instagram, Facebook, they would rail against that. Okay. And really what you're doing on social media, it's a sales presentation, but you're selling yourself in a sense. So you almost have to look at it in that same vein, I would think. Tell me if you guys agree with this, that you are exactly like you said, Diane. You want to, create a pain point or address a pain point, provide a solution, right? That goes into empathy-driven content, listening to what people are saying, where are they hurting in this area, and then asking those questions that at the end of the day bring people to actually, like, oh yeah, that is an issue. I'm going to tune in and listen to this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the social media for me was a hard thing to get into business-wise. I only did the social media to keep in contact with friends and see pictures and all that stuff. And I'm not a big self-promoter, but I love promoting other people. So I have learned that I tag on to those that I know, like, and trust. My preferred partners, and I love getting on and promoting their business or how they've helped me, or how they've helped me help my clients. And through that, I have, which I do state at the end of my emails to my clients, Google me before you Google. I have all the local trusted people. And so as I promote those on the website through myself, which is sharing light on me of all these great, wonderful people I have under my belt, that in turn has connected me with that person's fan base, my fan base, anybody else looking for what they're looking for, what that person has to offer. So it's opened up doors that I didn't even expect. And it was a whole lot easier for me to get into that aspect of it. And I don't like the commercial. I'm not going to go out there and blah, blah, blah. My company, my name pretty much sells itself. You know what I do. And if you have more questions about it, that you'll find me. But I like promoting the others and giving that way.
Well, Chris, and the
so
roofing.
relate to that.
Oh, go ahead, Lauren. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, connecting people together like fills my bucket. So I love doing that as well. So just, very relatable and totally the way I experience you, Traci.
In your industry, where there are 1,000 roofers, probably too many. You think there's too many too, I'm sure. What strategies that we've talked about do you employ that would give you a different approach to marketing yourself as a service, as somebody that's not just what's the two chucks in a truck? What's the slang that they have for roofing companies that just some guy that decides he wants to be in roofing, and when there's a hailstorm, how do you stand out where there's too many roofing companies and not enough regulation probably?
Yeah, well, Nathan, that's a great question. You touched on a lot of key truths there. There are, I think, over 18,000 roofing companies in the Metroplex, and each year they kind of change names because a lot of these companies will overpromise, underdeliver. So our industry has gotten sort of a bad rep in the last few years, but rightly so. So our goal at Forrest Roofing is to be different, right? What can we do to stand out? And when I first started in this industry many years ago, my wife knew that, like, okay, this is going to be a challenge to climb these roofs because I had no experience doing this in the first place. So what I would do is I would get up there and I'd take a selfie and I'd send it to her to say, hey, look at me, I'm safe. What she would do with that selfie is she'd plug it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And then people started to like it, comment, and stuff like that. And so the selfie is sort of evolved into educational videos. So if I'm on a roof doing an inspection or doing a simple repair, I'll video what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because a lot of people, they know they have a roof over their head, but they don't care about it as much as I do, right? This is my business. So a lot of the content that we put out now has to do with education and then highlighting, right? Highlighting some work that we're doing. I like to take my drone and take a nice high quality video, cut it into segments, and plug it up there on the socials. And I mean, there's a lot of other roofing companies that do this, but a lot of other roofing companies just make a sign or a banner or whatever and just throw it up there and say, hey, we offer free inspections, and the storms hit, be on the lookout. Here's a graphic of a radar satellite or whatever, and everybody does that, but not everybody is providing educational content. So that's what we're trying to do to be different.
Now, did your years of CrossFit help you in your ladder climbing over the time? Did that make it a little easier to traverse the roof?
It definitely made me dumb enough to do something really challenging like that.
Well, hey, that's good. That's good. Mike, talk to us. Remind everybody again that's Mike's birthday, so give him some shout out in the comments.
Yay,
Send
Mike,
him some.
happy
Send
birthday.
him
Birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
Send him some cards. Just drop by unannounced and give him a high five. Whatever you want to do. For you, Mike. You've been like multiple cultures, obviously. So you've got to build relationships in multiple continents, multiple cultures. Been in the business a long time. How are you utilizing social media in a service-oriented way? Is it storytelling? Is it just having some sort of educational approach? What is it that's been working for you?
If I'm going to be completely honest, I am terrible with social media as far as advertising, marketing. And it's actually something I've just been starting to work with somebody on. I've been fortunate enough that I have stayed so busy just based off of referrals from previous customers and stuff, which ultimately got that I received from starting in networking groups. The extent of my social media right now is, people refer me in different groups and stuff like that, just based on their past experiences. I would like to be more active on it and just kind of showcase, because it does amaze me sometimes how little people understand what's actually going to happen to their car during a repair process or something like that. And they're very interested in it. I'm always happy to share it. But like you were saying earlier, traveling all over the world for the majority of my life, fixing cars and working with insurance companies and hailstorms. It was great to be able to experience the different cultures, but also learn different repair techniques or processes, pain points and stuff from different areas. And I think that's what makes us different when customers come in here, is I'm able to, take everything that I've learned over the years and continue to learn and apply it here. Give people that, personal touch. I'm very hands-on. I'm, not only do I own the company, I'm doing the repairs and stuff. I answer all the phone calls and handle everything. So I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I've stayed away from, being as active on social media and stuff like that as I have, because I'm always so busy doing everything else. But I do honestly understand the importance of being on there, which is why I've been looking out to my networking group. Hey, who can help me with this?
Well, yeah, I'm glad that you said that, because honestly, when we have people on here, you don't have to be. I love the like, hey, I'm not an expert, right? I want to learn more about that. I love that you said that, Matt. I'm gonna put you on the spot for just a second. Like, as a in your field of marketing and helping people in this arena, like what are some things that you might say to Mike, knowing what he does as a starting point, right? Just the free version, right? He'll send you an invoice for this a little bit later, Mike, but for his for his advice. But what would you say to Mike specifically, but maybe just in general as well?
Well, so it's not specific to Mike, right? There's a lot of people that don't get really into social media as a business standpoint. And so first and foremost, that's okay. Is whatever vertical you're going down, whether you're more face-to-face and meeting hands, shaking hands, knocking doors, if that's your method and it's working, continue that method. As your business grows and expands, now you can start to take on more and more, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you look at this in a marketing type funnel, right? So people that are unaware to aware to interest, consideration, purchase, advocate is what we're working on as a marketing funnel across the board. And that can be any platform, email, CRM, or any social media platform, is knowing your audience. Who are you going after, right? If I say I want to target anybody and everybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and I had $1 million budget, I would go broke in a month, right? So you have to narrow this down first and foremost about who I want to do business with. Is it my ICP or ideal customer profile? Is that going to be somebody that's age 25 to 35? Are they homeowners? Are they in the Plano area specifically? Do you operate all over? If you're, chasing storms, Chris Parrish, I think y'all both work in health. So is it that aspect where you need to be connecting with those people and then having a plan of what you're going to do after that, right? So once you've got your initial demographics of who you're going after and you're delving into the social media platforms, is knowing what you're going to talk about. A lot of people think that I've got to post every day. You don't have to. Like, you can actually do this to where you take a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and develop a whole month's worth of content based off of things that are coming up, like social events that are going to be coming up or holidays that are in the current month. Right. So you can post all of that and then be done with it. So there's this stigma of I've got to post and post and post and post. Well, no, you can schedule all of that to be more effective with your time where you're not just sitting there. And ultimately, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Traci said it earlier. And so what you're trying to do within social media is stay top of mind and present yourself as the industry expert or industry leader in your field. So that's ultimately what we're doing in marketing is exactly that.
So that we've talked about the social aspect of social media in terms of content that is beyond just what we do, but how do we turn our social media into its own into service media where it itself is a service beyond just what our individual jobs are doing? So let me ask you this and just open it up to everybody. What do you think when you hear the term service media? What does that mean to you? What is your opinion on that? What does that actually look like in real time and real life? Lauren, let's start with you.
I think about it in a couple different ways, similar to what Traci shared. Just seeking to find ways to add value to people's lives is one. I also think that as business owners or business leaders that we are our brand. And so being relatable and being humble and being somebody that people want to know better and will trust. And so I have a business page, but I use my personal page on Facebook a lot. And I'm here to bring like levity to the world. And so I will share when I screw up, like when I pick the wrong dog up from the groomer. And that's like a story for another day. Go find it on Facebook, but I make mistakes.
Wow. I mean, okay.
I do great with taking care of people's trips, but, or even, when I travel with my husband, he's like, how are we getting from the airport to the hotel? And I'm like, I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. I'm great at planning it for other people, but when it comes to us, like you're sorry. The other thing that I've done is I have a wine business as well. And so a cause that's like dear to my heart, or that matters a lot to me, is fighting human trafficking. And so January is National Human Trafficking Month. And I will say, hey, you know, anybody who orders wine for me this month, I will, you know, donate a portion of that to, you know, this cause. But I've also like crowdsourced to see, hey, what causes matter to you? Because I would love then to kind of pivot and make it not just about what I want to donate to, but like what causes you care about, and then how can I support you, those causes for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to put a word out there for you guys and see kind of how this resonates. The word is resource, right? We're obviously a resource in terms of our business, but how do we turn our social media into where we're a recognized resource in our community, just as an authority on what's happening in the community? We're providing knowledge about things that are going to help, you know, other businesses grow, or help the community thrive, or help connect people, right? And that's really, to me, what builds the know, like, and trust. Because if I'm giving you something that I'm not directly profiting from, then to me that's a give mentality, which we talk about a lot. But, you know, are we missing an easy opportunity in a sense to become that resource for our community?
Yeah, and like I said in my earlier, that is my thing. I'm hugely passionate about my seniors, and when I know what's going on out there that isn't good and everything, and the shadiness, and to hear that the seniors just going on Google to find the resources in the industry, it makes me cringe. So that's why I try to be. I don't have to know it all, but boy, I got a lot of people that do. You know, I can point you to the right person, and my seniors find that very, very, very valuable. So I'm sticking.
And that gives you an opportunity to start some collaboration with those people that you're already there with, right? That's an interview type process where you can have a video that you're working with them on, or you're presenting them as the expert, which builds your own credibility, which is really what I think we're talking about with the service media that we're going after here. It's not about me. It's about, well, some of what I know, but also what other people know in different industries, and how that is going to be beneficial to those people that I'm engaging with on a social platform. I mean, at the end of the day, a social media platform is also called a social network. It's a networking thing.
Yep.
Mike,
got here
go ahead, Traci.
Well, I was just going to say, none of us got to where we are by ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We've got lots of people behind us, and that goes for everybody. So when you're able to share that, that's a benefit for all. Yeah.
All just a turtle on a fence post.
Yeah. The famous saying is, success doesn't happen alone. I have a good friend that says that. And, you know, and I'll just echo what Lauren and Traci say, is that if you're considered the 411, I'm kind of like my husband says, I have a red flashing C on my forehead. It's like free counseling here. And people tell me things because they feel like that I am trustworthy. And so again, it's back to, how do you serve the community? Do you really serve with a giving heart where you don't expect anything back? And if you don't expect anything in return, people see that. They see who you are and they trust you. And then when they need your service, they're going to call you. It's like Traci said, they'll find me because everybody knows who I am. You know, I always tell any business owner, if you're part of a network, whatever part of a network you're involved with, become a celebrity within that network. And what I mean by that is not the Kardashian kind of celebrity. I mean, become a celebrity so that everybody knows who you are. So when you walk in a room, that people turn and say, I know her. And you need to talk to her. For whatever reason, you need to talk to her. You might not need her services, but you need to know who she is because of the type of person she is. And I truly believe that with all of my heart, that God creates us to serve. And if we
Yeah.
could just remember that, then we would all be much better off.
Well,
Yep.
we're good.
Diane knows a lot of people. It's that 7 dimensions or 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I always say that's my life with Diane. I meet somebody, and of course, they know Diane. So, yeah.
Let's we're gonna go to break here real quick, but I want to leave us with this, and you probably heard some version of this, but the real question, and I think the telling of how we're doing in this area is, what type of relationship or connection are we building with the people in our network, both physical and social, that can't do anything for us at this point, that don't need what we do necessarily? How are we serving them? And if you can honestly say, I think really well, then we're probably tracking in the right direction. And if not, there may be some opportunity to look at some different strategies to be, like we talked about, that community resource. So when we come back, we're going to get to know Chris and Matt and Mike a little bit better. We'll also revisit some things that we already know about Lauren and Traci and Diane, but maybe there's some other things that we don't know. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Welcome back, Difference Makers. We are excited to be in our 4th segment. Got about another 22 minutes of the show remaining today. We're going to jump right in to get to know our guests a little bit better and really in the larger communal aspect of their involvement in not only Plano, but the surrounding cities, Collin County as well. And so, Chris, I want to start with you. Tell me your favorite thing about the Plano community, kind of the surrounding areas as well. What brought you to this area? We'll just start there.
Well, I like the Plano community because of all the different diverse neighborhoods that are there. There's a lot of walking trails. We really like to spend time outdoors, obviously. So like Arbor Hills is really cool. Lots of great places to eat and shop and stuff. And when we've got like a free weekend as a family, we tend to go down to Plano and just experience all the recreation they got there.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of recreation. Probably Parks and Rec department is second to none, I feel like, with the outdoor things that are available from, like you said, Arbor Hills, Oak Point. So that's fantastic. Mike, what about you? What brings you to this North Texas area?
Honestly, just kind of like what Chris was saying, just the community, the diversity of everything. As you had mentioned earlier in the show, I've had traveled all over the world and been around a lot of different cultures and things like that. So just being in this area, it just seemed to be a great fit for me. A lot of great, small local businesses, which being one, is one thing, but, appreciating the fact that there's other small local businesses, and just seeing their successes and trying to be a part of them as much as possible.
Matt, you've been in the Plano McKinney area for a little while. What brought you to this area? What keeps you here? Well, maybe a better way to put it too.
Yeah, I grew up in Grapevine and then made our way out here when 121 was, going from a 2-lane road to now the tollway that it is. Just the growth that's here is awesome. The fact that you can do a festival in different cities around the Collin County area, the Plano Balloon Festival, right? That's awesome things to do. And so as a father and as having a family, kind of what Chris was saying is there's always something going on, and that's really what keeps us here.
You could literally do a family event in Plano every night, every afternoon, for kids, family, but also for adults. There's always something going, and that's probably true of a number of communities. But I think Plano does a great job at getting that information out there. And obviously we love to be a conduit for our partners within the city and the school district and the events department, Parks and Rec. And so you're 100% right. You're if you're looking for something to do, you will find it. So anybody that says they're bored is probably just not doing it. They're not trying at all. They're definitely not trying at all. Now, ladies, I'm going to just open up to all three of you. Traci, Lauren, Diane, you guys are Plano champions, Plano and Frisco and the surrounding areas. But what is it about this area? You guys, some of you have been planted here for quite some time. I know you echo what Matt, Chris, and Mike are saying. But anything in addition to that?
Well, I got to tell you, since I'm always the oldest one in the room, but that's okay because I've had more fun than any of you. So that's my opinion. I got here as fast.
Probably true.
I got here as fast as I could. In 1983, I moved to Plano from Iowa, and if you know anything about Iowa weather in the winter, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So, I really liked Plano from the very moment that I started getting involved because of their focus on small local business. I don't like to call it small because I believe that local business owners and entrepreneurs run this country. Corporate America does not ever run this country. So I like how Plano has always focused on local business owners and building future leaders. I was a member of the class of Leadership Plano back when, some of you weren't even born probably. So the volunteerism in Plano is just such a force, and it changed my life forever. To be part of the Plano Chamber of Commerce, part of the Ambassadors Club, all of those things, it gave me a real meaning, and showed me that I could make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
I love that. That's clearly a big passion point, and you're kind of our liaison when it comes to that from each point here, connecting people in that regard, and I think that's fantastic. I'm going to open this back up to everybody here, starting with Mike and Matt and Chris. As far as your vision for your business development, okay, you're networking. Obviously, you're here on the difference. You've made a lot of connections. You guys all knew each other beforehand. What is your strategy or your vision for business development in Plano, the surrounding communities, et cetera? Maybe, if you have specific goals for this year or moving on into the next 3, 4, 5 years, but how are you kind of meshing that with the resources and what you guys just talked about that make this city great? How is your vision aligning with that? I'm calling somebody. Okay, go ahead.
I guess for me, it's just to, I don't know if you want to say it's not really a plan, but in my mind it is. I just want to continue to expand by, providing the best services that I can, continue getting, all the referrals that I have from previous clients because they were so happy. But, a little bit back to what we were talking about with the service media, I continue to meet some great people, being one-on-one with people and talking. I'm not really ever selling a service first. I'm more getting to know that customer client, what their real needs are and a little bit about them. And as you develop those relationships, I can pass them back to them, once I have that connection and trust level with them. But really, that's my only real business strategy, is just continue what I'm doing, be a great member of the community, and just enjoy the ride with everybody.
So just as far as strategy is concerned, what we talked about in the previous segment, Mike, does that make you think like I want to implement some of these things into my strategy that promotes me as not just an expert in the hail world, but in just as a community resource, as a connector, and somebody that is just a trusted person that is looking out for the good of the community? Are the wheels spinning a little bit in that context?
Yeah, absolutely. In my mind, you're just being a good person if you're continuing to do that, because like we've all talked about, it's not just about me. I love building that connection with people and getting to know them. And I've always been a service first type person. So even if it's something I can't help a customer with, or a friend or family member with, I'm usually kind of referred to as the guy who knows somebody. Just based on my experience in life and, the great community that I'm surrounded by, I usually have somebody that can help, with whatever somebody's need is.
I love that. My strategy is really building my business by not talking about my business, which is actually kind of weird, but it goes back to building the right relationships really through this podcast and through the Business Development Alliance, Community Difference Business Development Alliance, our networking business group, utilizing and highlighting people in the community, both as guests like you guys are today, but building the trust, because we have a great platform here where we can highlight and bring attention to things that a lot of times people are doing some awesome things in the community, but nobody knows about it. And so my strategy, and I thank Lyndon for this because we've really worked on this together, but highlighting those kind of unsung heroes, whether it be in our schools or whatever, giving them that opportunity to show what they're about, and with no expectation in return. Now, obviously, that still provides that still puts me as someone of value, where I can go back and build those relationships where appropriate on a business level. That would be beneficial. But to me, like stepping away from what I do and what I'm about, and how can I serve other people? And I know that sounds altruistic. I'm not, but I actually think we should all. That's really what, going back to our previous topic, that should be our strategy, in my opinion. You guys agree with that?
For sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Chris, for you, we're going to go to break here in about 2 minutes. We'll go to our final break. For you, what is your vision beyond just roofing? Obviously, you want to grow your referral base, and I know roofers the only people that love hail. Everybody else hates it, but roofers love hail. But you can't always predict that. So, where do you see yourself growing as a reference, as a community liaison, in a sense, that strategy for your vision or for your business over the next year and following?
Yeah, well, homeowners and business owners, they always need work done on their house, right? It doesn't have to be the roof. Sometimes they need their fence repaired or replaced. Sometimes they need some exterior painting done. Sometimes the HOA is up their butt because they've got some shrubs, or their grass is growing too large, and they've got like renters living in the house, and they're not taking care of it. So with me being in the trades industry, my goal is to find, meet, build relationships with, and vet people that are involved in different types of trades that have to do with taking care of a home or taking care of a business or commercial business, that I can feel comfortable giving referrals to, right? Because your referrals mean more sometimes than the work you do yourself, because not only are you putting your name out there, but you're also putting the other company's name out there, and you're trying to make inroads again with that trust with the potential client or customer, homeowner, business owner, whoever, insert whatever name you want there. And so being able to offer and give super high quality referrals with people that will offer the paramount of customer service is super key. And I think over the years, I've just built and developed lots of great relationships with guys like Mike, who I know if anybody's got any issues with the exterior of their vehicle or anything like that, hey, give Mike a call, and Mike 100% of the time knocks it out of the park. So it makes me look good.
Yeah. Well, guys, we got to hit our last break here. We could probably talk about this for forever. When we get back, we're into our rapid fire. We'll wrap up. We'll give everybody a few seconds to give some final thoughts. So last break, stick around. We'll show some love to our wonderful sponsors. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Plano is made possible by Nathan Smith with Enfuego Financial, Diane Cassel with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Jim Thomas, business consultant and business funding expert, Sonia Lowry with Gaston Investments and Development, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Asiya Mahmood with Windhaven Academy, Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel, and by Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
All right, here's the rules for rapid fire. Give the shortest possible answer you can. Don't elaborate. If you go on too long rambling, you'll hear the buzzer. It's not personal. That's exactly what it sounds like. Don't take it personal. We'll start with our first question. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received? And I'm going to start with Diane. I think she'll have it.
Be humble and kind.
Love it. Matt.
Go hard every day.
Okay. Lauren.
Sometimes the best yes is no.
Hey, that's good. Traci.
I'm going to say we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Okay.
I don't know
Chris.
That, but
Chris.
Tomorrow is not promised, so live each day like it could be your last.
Ooh.
That's great. Mike.
Always be yourself.
That's very good. Very good. Mike, we're going to go in reverse, starting with you. What's the most unusual job that you have ever had?
Ooh, most unusual. I would have to say growing up being a caddy at a country club.
Okay. Diane?
I worked for a dating service company and helped them with their marketing and events.
We definitely need to hear more about that later. Chris Parrish. Chris.
I worked for a company that did soccer programs at preschools and daycares. It was not fun.
Was
Matt.
that Stretch and Grow?
It was called Soccer Shots.
Sorry.
No crosstalk, Lauren. Matt.
I was a table games dealer in college at a casino.
Oh, that's good. Traci.
Young entrepreneur at 13. I would collect all the golf balls out of our backyard, go up to the next tee, and sell the golfers all their balls back to them.
That is amazing. Lauren.
Makeup artist for Estee Lauder.
Oh, interesting. Okay, last question. Favorite way to unwind after a long day? I'll start. A glass of whiskey and a nice book. Diane.
Always a cocktail.
Excellent choice. Let's get together. Chris.
Yep, glass of whiskey or bourbon, hanging out on the back porch with my wife.
Perfect. Traci.
Miller Lite and a dog walk.
Okay, Matt.
Bourbon and wrestling with the boys.
Okay, so everyone's drinking. That's a good start. Okay, Lauren, you have a wine business.
I'm sticking with the theme, except
Okay.
it's wine,
Okay.
and either like a patio or a bath.
All right, Mike.
Well, I'm not going to break the cycle. It's definitely a cocktail and just enjoying being home, spending time with the family.
Okay, so we all should just do a happy hour here over the next week, it sounds like. So,
There you go.
hey, guys, thank you so
Tomorrow.
much. What? Tomorrow.
4:30 to 7.
You're right. Shark Club. That's
Yeah.
what we should do. Perfect. Let's do that. Thank you guys so much for being on, and love the conversation, the feedback, the insight. I'm going to give everybody 30 seconds to give your final thoughts. How do we get in contact with you? What you want to share in 30 seconds? Chris, we'll start with you.
All right. Chris Parrish, Forrest Roofing and Construction. What was the question again?
just how to get in contact with you. Final thoughts, whatever you want to share. Your time starts now. Go.
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. If you just look up Forrest Roofing and Construction on Instagram or Facebook, you can find us there. Our website is forrestroofing.com, and our tagline is reminding you to
roof
responsibly.
Somebody's got to.
I love that.
Okay, let's try it one more time. All right, reminding you to
roof responsibly.
So don't roof after you've ended your day with a cocktail, basically. Okay, Mike, let's go to you.
Climb after drinking.
30 seconds. Wrap us up.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to be a part of this. I mean, it was great seeing everybody. The best way to get a hold of me is my cell phone number, which is up there. So don't get scared that you still see an Ohio number. I've had it for almost 30 years. So I got too many contacts and great referrals outside of what I do. So feel free to give me a call. And obviously, if you have any damage to your vehicles, I would be more than happy to earn your trust and the opportunity to service your vehicle.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Enjoyed today. Matt?
Much like Mike, you can call me on my cell phone number. I do have a Dallas number for those that are have a stigma with outside numbers. You can find my website, or you can also find me on social media platforms as well.
And if you guys want to go on a man trip with ambiguous details, you can talk to Chris and Mike also. We learned that in the pre-show. That's a conversation for another time. Diane?
Antarctica,
yeah. Diane?
Just, you can reach me. The number's there. That's the best way to reach me on my cell. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like to actually talk directly to people or with people. And always remember that God gave you a special gift. Each one of us have a special gift. And he wants you to go out and use that special gift for the purpose he has in your life. And the world needs you. The world needs you to be a difference maker.
Awesome. Traci?
Yeah, Traci Duff, Assisted Living Locators. I am your no-cost guide into senior living and care. The number's at the bottom of the screen. I'm on Facebook. I'm on IG. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me. And even if you're just curious about what the options are for you, way down the road, and just to get an idea of what senior living is, I love educating my families and seniors. So call me.
Awesome. Traci. Lauren, final thoughts.
Since we're talking about cell phones, I'm going to call out the fact that I'm not an 800 number. If you work with me and book your trip with me, instead of calling an 800 number with somebody on the other line who potentially doesn't care about your experience, that's not what you're going to experience with me. You have my cell number. I'm there to advocate for you, and also just to make sure that your trip goes smoothly. We are fortunate with the area that we live in, but the one thing that people can't take away are memories. And so I really love curating trips so that people can build those memories together.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Well, if you're ready to make that jump out of the corporate world, make that transition smoothly, learn how to enter into the world of financial services and build your own agency business, love to have a conversation with you. It has been my pleasure to host today, guys. Wonderful co-hosts as always, Traci, Lauren, Diane. Much thanks to Mike, to Matt, and to Chris. Wonderful show today, guys. God bless you all. Stick around next Wednesday. We'll be back again we'll have a new co-host on. Excited to introduce him to you guys. And so we will be here same time, 11:30 to 12:45 next week. You guys have a blessed day. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Plano is made possible by Nathan Smith with Enfuego Financial, Diane Cassel with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Jim Thomas, business consultant and business funding expert, Sonia Lowery with Gaston Investments and Development, Traci Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Asiya Mahmood with Windhaven Academy, Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel, and by Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference.